Hi there, this is Miss Amy with Lighthouse Christian Camp. My family's been here for just over 2 years. We are going into our third camp season, and I have the Lighthouse weekend word for you this morning here. This is not mine. This is from the Time Warp wife, Darlene Schott. She puts out a daily devotion every day, and it's just really great for just life in general. Here we have it. She starts with, I heard it loud and clear. For the first time this year, I heard the crack of thunder and saw the lightning that followed behind. We weren't sure if we'd be getting another snowstorm or if it was finally warm enough to be rain. All we knew was that a big storm was coming, and 24 hours later, the storm was still raging on. There's something about thunder and lightning that intimidates me. Don't get me wrong, I love a good storm, but even so, the dark sky and the crash of thunder can be daunting at times. As I sit here listening to the force of rain beating against the house, I can't help but wonder what it must have been like for the disciples in the storm on the lake so many years ago. So we're going to read Matthew chapter 8, a few verses starting at 23 through 25 right now. Now when he, Jesus, got into the boat, his disciples followed him. And suddenly a great tempest arose on the sea, so that the boat was covered with the waves. But he was asleep. Then his disciples came to him and awoke him, saying, Lord, save us. We are perishing. Notice that it's a furious storm. So terrible, in fact, that the waves swept over the boat. Some of these men were fishermen. They were used to being out on the lake. No doubt, they were also used to dealing with bad weather. Matthew described it using these words. Now, I'm going to do my best on these. Megas seismos. It's the same word used elsewhere in the Bible to describe an earthquake. So just picture some really big natural thing that happened on the water here. Thankfully, I've never been out on a lake during a terrible storm, but like everyone else, I've had a few storms of my own. Furious storms that shook me up, waves that swept over my life, and here's the thing, during some of those storms, it almost felt like Jesus was asleep in the boat. Why is that? Because even on the days when I was troubled and tense, he was always the calm in my storm. And here we have chapter 8, verse 26. But he said to them, Why are you fearful, O you of little faith? Then he arose and rebuked the winds and the sea, and there was a great calm. You see, it's not what you feel. Oh, and those feelings can get the best of us. It's not what you feel about Jesus during those moments of unrest. It's what you know about him that really counts. And what do we know about God? That he's the creator of all things, that he's Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, that he's never far from the brokenhearted, that the winds and the waves obey him, that he holds the power of life and death, and that this same faithful God is in control of all things, even when he lets the storm rage. So when our feelings tell us lies, they trick us, we can take that little feeling and man, can we worry it into something huge. But we need to take a moment and we need to focus on what we know, that God is good and good for us. Even we need to go back to what we know to be truth in his word. Make sure you're taking time in the word every day to be close with him. Thank you.